What up, guys? Playing Rygar this morning here, and a little frustrated because I actually already attempted to record me playing this entire game. I did play the entire game, and it's like over an hour long. And because I'm an idiot, I didn't check all the settings, and it did not record properly. So I'm going to try again. And yeah, I'm still recovering from whatever the heck it is I have. So, and the videos, I'm going to be uploading them out of order. So at some point, you're going to notice my voice get kind of deep and scratchy, and hopefully it gets better at some point. But I've been having this lingering cough forever. So, oh, Rygar. I loved this game as a kid. I thought this guy's weapon was cool. The music was awesome. The enemy designs are they're bizarre, but they're bizarre in like a kind of fun fantasy way. I loved the kind of sense of adventure, exploring the world, all that stuff. And the game, it's quite interesting because it's the Nintendo version, kind of like Gauntlet. Like, the Nintendo version is way different than any of the other versions, really. I just know something gotta change right now because it's driving me crazy, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. Okay, and that should do that. If I remember right, the original Rygar was an arcade game, and I think it just would have been kind of like a action, side-scrolling business, eating endless quarters until a certain point. Apparently, you get to a certain level and it won't let you continue anymore. Something similar like to that happened with the Arcade Jackal, which pretty sure I never actually played for the channel because I just did not like it. Maybe I did. I don't know. I did not like it. This guy has got guns, and the Grand Mountain lies the entrance to Garlaws. These guys are a little bit cryptic. Excuse me. These guys are a little bit cryptic. So Grand Mountain is the area coming up. Garlaws is the hub world, actually. So this game does something kind of weird where we don't start in the hub that basically helps us travel to the different regions. We kind of start in this weird starting area, and then this is Grand Mountain, and then we get to Garlaws, which is actually an overhead view. For some reason, parts of this game are overhead. By the way, this is essentially an action RPG, but it does a pretty good job of hiding the RPG elements from the player unless you're really paying attention. So tone and last are both types of experience points. One has to do with how much damage you do when you attack, but there's no numbers. So as a kid, I didn't even realize I was gaining levels. Only way you know is that suddenly enemies start taking fewer hits to kill. And then the last, as you level that up, you get more health points. And you also have 3 special powers, and they use these mind points, which is the bars to the left. I'm actually going to use Power Up as a permanent until we continue power up to my weapon, making it longer, which is pretty awesome. The game is pretty forgiving. If I fall down this cliff and die, it'll go take you back to the title screen, and you're like, are you kidding me? But you just press start and you go back to wherever you were, beginning of it. So but you keep all your experience points and all that. game occasionally has graphical glitches. If you saw a door appear there, it wasn't actually there. So yeah, this is Garlaws, the hub world for traveling between the different regions. The 3D, or not 3D, but the overhead sections are a little bit weird. I kind of point it out as I can. Like, I'm up in the air, but I can attack those guys like that. You can really abuse the heck out of this. At least one of the bosses is in this sort of arena type thing. And so you can just... Some people say it's a really hard boss. I'm like, it's not. You just use the broken physics to your advantage a bit. The grappling weapon will help you complete your quest. Okay. So, oops. This is pretty old, like, mandatory. The first item you get, you need to get this thing. Because it allows you... it allows, well, pretty well every level that you try to complete after this, you need the grappling hook. Okay, and they dropped a potion, so I'm back to full health. One thing about this game is, like, it's just fun. Like, the weapon is fun to use. Alright, and then I'm going to show you how I kind of speed the game up for myself a bit. And that is, being an action RPG. If I go find some enemies that are like late game enemies, but I'm still able to defeat them, I can level up very quickly. And that's precisely what I'm going to do. You can actually, the enemy I'm going to show you, that's a health restore place. The enemy I'm going to show you, I have, and it would make sense to just sit there and level grind on them until you are fully maxed out. And it would take you, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes of real time. I'm not going to do it for that long. I guess I'll leave myself a little bit of a challenge, but not much. This section here, oh my gosh. This section here might kick my butt because I'm very low level. And enemies are just flying at us from all directions. But there's also a little bit of slowdown that might help us a bit. And you can bounce off enemies' backs. And yes, I did use that slowdown to my advantage. Ouch. Oh gosh. Like I did 2 points of damage. Alright. This area here, I get very familiar with this music. This is where I usually level grind. And I discovered this on my own. I never had any sort of strategy guide for Rygar or anything, so I just kind of, yeah, I'll be here. So these robots, I mean, it could pretty well kill me in one hit, but I can just jump its blast. I also have a turbo button, which I will use to some effect. Alright, and you can see I already gained a life point. These robots are worth a lot of points. From this point, you can't go on without crossbow, yes. So I can't actually continue through this region any farther. But there is one robot right here. Presumably this robot was to be like a, here's a powerful enemy who's going to kick your butt if you're not ready for this area. But, like I said, it's an action RPG, so if I can defeat this guy now, then I can just sit here and grind tons of XP. And Rygar can change direction mid-jump, which makes it a bit easier. Ooh, almost got me that time. See, I get another life point already. You know, I never paid much attention as a kid, but apparently different enemies will drop different amounts of tone or last. Maybe? So 142 tone, 116 last. I guess I'll have to like kind of take a look at the points after we fight a couple waves of robots and see. Oops, facing the wrong way. Alright, and then one thing, I don't know, the last is not far behind the tone, so I don't really know. So even if this robot were to kill me, I would actually respawn just like one screen down from here. So yeah, it's a really great place to level grind if you can handle literally just jumping over a robot's blasts and just hitting the button repeatedly. And no, I don't have to be using the turbo button. I'm just saving my thumb a little bit. You might notice the robot's dying a little bit faster. Alright, so not turbo button, this is what it looks like. You don't really need to be jamming the button that fast. In fact, he died faster that time because I must have gained an attack power level. Yes, I don't think swinging faster actually does more damage. I think there is invulnerability frames for the enemies. Got a little distracted there looking at the life bar, trying to remember. I think there's 6 units in a row on the life bar. So next time I gain a life point, I think it'll be on the next row. I think I did the math at one point. Yeah. And what this tells me, okay, so in 12 life points is the maximum. What this tells me is I'm basically halfway to being completely maxed out. Excuse me. So I think actually I'm going to leave now. You see the robot's dying faster. I've got more health. Normally I would continue leveling until it's completely maxed out, but I'm just that kind of person where I love to over level. And I'm going to go ahead and skip that for now. Leave myself a little bit of a challenge, but it's still going to blow right through the enemies. And there's actually another place to level up, which I probably will take advantage of when I get there, so. And you can see these guys, these dragons. Oof. Oof. These dragons used to take lots of hits to kill, and now I can one-shot them. Alright, and I just have to live a little bit longer, and there's a health restore place. Alright, right over here. Ooh. And a guy who dropped a potion, which will help me live a little bit longer. There is a item that's like armor in this game, and I think I never really noticed before, but I think some of the enemies do 2 points of damage. I think the armor makes it that those guys do only 1 point. I don't think we have the Zelda half point damage. Alright, alright, I'm either full mind or almost. Just to explain, so you can't power up again, it's a one-time deal. Attack and assail switches it over, so that your next 10 attacks are a screen clearing attack. I think it takes 5 bars, and then recovers either 7 or 8 bars, depending whatever is the maximum, and it will heal you. You can also get a potion later. So, in the last dungeon of the game, you can you'll have 12 bars of life, and you can heal yourself twice if you are set up. So, and actually, last time I played, I think I maybe took 1 or 2 hits in the final dungeon. It's not that hard, in my opinion. Don't want to trash talk people who do have a hard time with it, but I don't really think it's that hard. Anyway, this is the first region that you do take on. Like, we are heading towards the first boss here. I'll kind of, talk us through it as we go. Above here in the skies of Orolsa is a floating castle. I guess I should also be explaining, like, what even am I doing in Rygar? Well, oh, hold on, I got another guy to talk to. From here, you can't go on without the grappling weapon. Yes, I know. So, an evil overlord named Rygar has taken over the world of maybe... I get confused whether the place is Argul or Argos. The evil overlord named Rygar has taken over. That's his castle there, by the way. It's a floating castle. You must meet 5 Endoras to reach the castle. Alright, and he is correct. So there's 5 Endoras. They're kind of like gods or something, and they have items that we need to get to the end. And again, I'll kind of explain it as we go. And this is actually where we go to get to that castle, but we need to have all our items first. So anyway, evil overlord, his name's Rygar. If you're familiar at all with Japanese, Rygar and Rygar would be pronounced the same by a Japanese person. And so in the Japanese version of this game, the main character doesn't have a name. In America, whether it was a mistranslation or they just wanted to change it for marketing purposes, they decided that the main character's name is Rygar. And Rygar is off to fight Rygar. It's like, okay, that's a little weird, but whatever. If I remember correctly, the Japanese game is called Warrior of Argos, or Argul, or whatever it is. And the whole premise is that he is like maybe like an ancient dead warrior, and the gods like revived him specifically to go fight this Argul guy. Or not Argul, Rygar. Getting all the names mixed up here. So, like, I'm a dead dude and I've been revived. I always thought that was why my palette was like white skin, but all the promotional material shows him as a pretty tan skin looking dude, so I don't think that's it. I think it's just, palette limitations of the NES. Because the white is his shield as well, or disc armor as I call it. Alright, swamp. First level with the boss. As a kid, I didn't know about the leveling up, so I struggled a lot with the swamp. And there's a couple areas I'll kind of explain where exactly I struggled. I doubt I will have that problem this time. A little bit of a secret over here, but this game encourages you to explore, so welcome, take a rest. So this guy heals us. And if you are brave enough to explore, then you find that little bonus nugget. Now, if I were to die in this level, which is quite likely, when I was playing last, so I thought I was recording, I actually just walked off a cliff and died, because, you know, everyone makes mistakes. When you continue, you come back with 3 health points. So it becomes important to know where the health restores are. Okay, so here's one of the difficult areas. You got this thing that shoots these spikes. It's almost impossible to dodge, but then they're a little bit glitchy, so I took him off screen and he disappeared. Let's see if I can get him to come back. Okay, now he's back, so I can try to fight him again. If you have the power up, you still can't quite reach him. And then these guys don't die necessarily in one hit either. So this is an area where I would have died a lot as a kid. I can do the trick to make him disappear, which seems kind of cheap. Or I can just jump over, take a hit, and kill him like that. But falling down in the water is an instant death, so that's what we're trying to avoid with that. And then, oh no, we ran out of branches. Well, use your grappling hook. A monster, Aruga, lives deep within this forest. Yep. And is he called Aruga because that's the noise he makes? And actually, all the boss monsters make the same kind of noise. They're like, "Roo, roo." And yeah, these guys, like I hopefully mentioned, they don't die in one hit if you're lower level, so definitely are using that to our advantage. And then again, like, as a kid, I would have got here with 3 health points. So I'd be down to 1 health point just by fighting these weird, spiky, I don't know what the heck they are. They're like scorpion hot dogs that shoot spines. But yeah, I would have been like out of health. Maybe not smart enough to realize that I could farm more health by just killing a bunch of enemies. Or if I didn't know about the secret health place. That jump right there can kill you if you're not being careful. It's a really long jump. Alright, and then here's the boss room. Because I've overleveled a bit, I'll probably kill him pretty easily. But as a kid, I struggled with him a lot. Let's see. Yeah, because you gotta jump and avoid right through there. And go like that. And if you don't have the power up, your attack thing might not be long enough, so... And then it took me fewer hits because I leveled up a bunch. As a kid, I get here not leveled up at all. This guy takes forever to kill when you're not leveled up. I'm Endora. I will give you a pulley. You must use your cross. So the difference between the other old men and the gods is the gods have these weird things in their foreheads. Alright, and we've got the pulley. So we're off to the next level. Once we have the pulley and the crossbow, it becomes a bit more open world exploration. By the way, the pulley's super hard to use. If you see me fiddling around with it, like, it should automatically click on, but it doesn't like to, so a number of times that as a kid I died because I was like, oh, I think I clicked on. No. Wait for the click. If you don't hear a click, you do not get on the pulley. And if you continue walking, you will die. Anyway, I mean, the game's, it's like open-ended, but there is like a specific way you have to do it in the beginning, because you have to get the grappling hook, and then you have to get the pulley, and then you have to get the crossbow, and then after that, you can tackle things in any order until the end. Come to think of it, you might be able to get the flute and go straight to the end after that. I haven't ever tried, because basically there's a the coat of arms allows you to get the health potions, which you kind of want. Okay, you don't fall off the pulley thing, but you are helpless. You can't use your weapon, so... Oh, it looks like I gained a level. Oof. Taking hits. Yeah, and if I get low enough, I can use my health restore. I'm not really too worried, though. I do like how the enemies have predictable attack patterns if you bother to learn them. So it's not just about, like, powering your way through, but, like, I can make him drop his rock and then pass through. This first area of cave is sort of a big trap. Like, if you go down, you're gonna get lost, and I don't know if there's anything of value down there. All I'll say is I skip whatever's down there, I skip it, and I'm fine. Just stay on the top level and go straight to the right. In fact, if you do go down, you might... I think you, like, encounter a guy who basically says, like, just go to the right. Of course, he's a big, buff, burly dude sitting on a pillar over a cliff. But, you know, this seems to be how this world works, so... And then you run around outside for a little bit, and then we get into the cave that has the actual boss. Strangely, the music and the American release is different from the music in the Japanese version. And like all of the songs are different except for like one, which is really weird to me. I grew up with these songs and I think they're good songs, so I usually play the American version. Nothing against the Japanese version. It seems like they seem to be pretty rockin' songs on that one too. It's just weird, like, I don't know, like maybe the American songs are a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know why they would redo like the whole soundtrack though. Alright, so these purple flames, the big trick to them is that you can destroy them. And if you don't, now you have two purple flames to kind of deal with, but if you destroy them, then you can just jump right after you destroy the most recent one. I'm still benefiting from being way over leveled, so one-shotting these purple guys would normally take more than one hit. This cave is a little bit of a maze if you don't know what you're doing, but this is another of those games where I just sort of like do what feels right because like I have these like core memories of playing this game and like how to get from place to place. And if I stop to think about where I'm supposed to go, I'll actually do worse because I'll be like, wait, do I go left or do I go right? Or if I just go, you kind of let that little kid brain take over where I'm like, okay, just go left here, go right here, go left here, and don't second guess myself. This boss is crazy easy. I don't know how it was supposed to be a challenge, but it's just spider dude, and it goes left and right, occasionally drops on your head, but when you hit it, it moves away from you, so like, I don't know, like there, I guess I took one hit. Alright. I'm gonna start going back and forth. I guess I could have died there if I didn't have enough health. I'm Endora. I'll give you this crossbow. Well, thank you. Yeah, so like I said, now the whole game is open to me. Some people actually leave this area and go back to Grand Mountain? Or like even where I was fighting that robot, we could go do that level right now too if we wanted to. But like, on this little island that I'm on, in case you didn't realize I'm on an island, like, there's another dungeon and boss, like, right here. So why leave and have to come back to do it? It actually happens to be the place with the really good grinding, experience grinding area. Now, this is a big pain. The pulley is usually a problem, but this is one where the crossbow's a problem. Like, even if you've been playing the game before and you know, like, oh yes, the crossbow, you go to the posts and you press the button. Nothing, 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 nothing. You might even walk off the cliff wondering if you're in the wrong place. And it's just be patient and wiggle around till you get it. Don't get impatient like I'm about to. One reason that you might leave this whole area and come back. There. Okay, apparently I have to stand way down here. At least this pulley is easy to click on. Yeah. So it's weird because the controls in this game are so fluid and smooth, except for the stupid crossbow and pulley mechanics. Anyway, one reason to leave and come back to this dungeon is if it's kicking your butt. If you go and get... Well, I can't remember which one's here. If you go and get the armor, I don't know if the armor's here or the coat of arms is here. But if you get the armor, you take less damage. But if you get the coat of arms, you can get a healing potion. I think this place says the armor. So if I went to go got the coat of arms... Alright, so these creepy, like, garbage face crawling baby monsters are pretty easy to kill. They're a little bit creepy, a little bit tricky. But they drop some of the best XP in the game. Well done, but you will face more difficult challenges. In fact, there is a man in here who will give you a health potion if you have the coat of arms, which makes me think it's the armor that's at the end of this one. Because you'd go somewhere else to get the coat of arms, and then come here and you get the health potion as you're on the way to the boss of this dungeon. Defeating Rygar will again return peace to Argul. Yeah, and anything with R's and L's in Japanese, you don't know if they got translated properly back to English because the Japanese don't distinguish between R's and L's. So, is it Argul? Is it Argur? Argur? That's hard to know. Again, I needed the crossbow, but I needed the crossbow to even get in here, so... Yeah, baby face. I don't even know what to call this. These crawling guys are so creepy. Do you have the God's Coat of Arms yet? So this guy would actually heal you and give you a healing potion if you have the Coat of Arms. So you can see why, if this dungeon is giving you trouble, you might want to do that. I feel like I might use the mind points to recover my health. And I think I will. So, full health, no mind points left. But I am probably going to grind in here, and as I'm grinding, I'm probably going to get more mind points. Okay, pretty sure I need to go down here. Nope. Oh, these guys are so creepy. We got your quest is half completed. Fight on. One thing about this game is it does not have a password system or a save file. So as a kid, I mean, this was like your it's kind of like your weekend rental kind of game. Because what you would do is you'd sit down with your buddies or your brothers or whatever, And you'd start up this game and you'd kind of figure it out and you keep going, and because you can just continue endlessly, you can get to the end as long as you can figure out the not that difficult to figure out puzzles. And when you talk to the old men, like, they give you pretty good clues. I'm gonna get bored of grinding real quick here, I think. I have like no attention span. So anyway, as long as you kept that Nintendo on, I just gained a level, or a health point. As long as you kept the NES on, then, you know, we just keep continuing. You might even like go to sleep, you know, so you like rent this Friday. Yeah, so you used to rent video games. You rent this on a Friday, play, get tired, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, leave your Nintendo on so you can continue playing in the morning. Maybe wake up before your friends. If you're nice, you wake them up before you beat the game, so they have some of that experience. But yeah, this game, I think it would have been made a bit better by having either a password system or save game. I mean, it seems the batteries did cost a lot, as far as I understand. Like, they made the game cost more, and that's why, like, so Metroid, for example, had a save file in Japan, but they did not do that for the American release. They put in passwords. The drawback to passwords is that they're annoying and that you can exploit them. If you understand how they work, you can kind of like decrypt them and figure out how to give yourself like more stuff. Or in the case of Metroid, there's actually a password that will like, they can actually like hard lock the game. Like, it'll break your cartridge. I'm not 100% sure how or why that works. And I think the Japanese had the disk system, so the saving wasn't actually that big of a problem, I think. But since the US was only cartridges, I think it was like, gosh, what was it? It was like $50 for any of the games with batteries if they were brand new, which was a lot back in the 1980s. Nowadays, you say $50 for a game, and you just shrug and go, yeah, that's how much a game costs. Alright, I'm already getting bored, so... This game, it doesn't like artificially pad out with forcing you to level, in my opinion. The one place that you really do need to grind a bit is before you fight that first boss, because he is hard as nails if you do not have the right level. If you see Dorago, ask him to release my daughter. I don't know what all that means, honestly. Anyway, I've rambled there for a bit. This game, you'll see it's going to clock in at about an hour when I'm done. Which isn't that bad, but that's an hour of somebody who knows what they're doing. As opposed to if you were to like rent this from the store and you don't have a guide, this would have taken a lot longer than that. But gamers were a different breed back then, though, to be honest. The game companies were not, they were not fair to us. So the only answer was to get really dang good at the games. I don't know if I mentioned before, but because in America we had the rental market, the rental game market was such a thing. A lot of times when the games came over, and I always thought this would be reversed. Often it was the Japanese that loved the harder games, but it got reversed for us, where the Japanese would release a game that was decently hard, and they would come to America and they'd be like, "Oh, you had unlimited continues in the original? Nope. And they basically are forcing a generation of American gamers to be hardcore. Or we kind of did this division in the sand where it's like there was the hardcore gamers that actually beat those games, and there's the gamers that were like, oh, these games are impossible, and then they would only play the easier games. Ninja Gaiden 3 comes to mind. I still haven't beat that game. Maybe I should give it a go. But they took away the unlimited continues and even made the game harder, and it was like, are you kidding me? Anyway, I don't know. So people say this boss is hard, but like I said, just take advantage of the fact that he can't hit me when I'm doing this. See? You can use Endora's suit of armor for protection. Alright, so to clarify, I've got a grappling hook, a pulley, crossbow, and armor. We're going to get a coat of arms. I'll take up that last slot on the right there. Coat of arms will allow us to get a potion over here. And then we'll also get a flute. So the two on that side are items that you can use actively, whereas the other ones are passive items. Which is kind of funny because the grappling hook is, you do use it actively, but you don't have to select it. It's just a permanent upgrade. Like, you press up and B, and Rygar throws the grappling hook straight up. You know, it'd be fun to try out the arcade game and then also try out, like, this game on other systems. Like, I know it was on the Commodore 64, but like I said, like, the Nintendo take on it was unique. It reminds me very much like Gauntlet. Gauntlet was this really interesting game where there's all these like puzzles and hidden clues, and you had to find the combination to the secret vault. As far as I know, the original arcade game was just like an endless quarter muncher. There might have been an end to it, I don't know, I should probably play that sometime. But it was definitely a quarter muncher. But the Nintendo version actually, like, and they did it, like, the games that did that, they did a really good job of, like, well, the Nintendo's not an arcade machine. You know, so what should we do a little bit differently, you know? Let's make it feel more like a quest. Let's make it feel like there's a progression. Like, if you got enough treasure in Gauntlet, like, your maximum health would go up. And if you survived to the treasure room, your health got restored. Whereas the original, it was a quarter muncher, so you were expected to die and put in more quarters. I was gonna go get healed by that dude, but it's just 1 point of health. I think I'm fine. Alright, so we are actually back to the robot place. You know, I said that place with the creepy crawling guys was the best for leveling up. I've been told that. I haven't actually... So that's not actually my advice exactly, because I've never done it that way. I've always leveled up on the robots. I think it's the You Can Beat Games guy that said you can do it off of the creepy crawly guys, but... I also, like, watched that video a long time ago, and I can't remember if there was, like, a special deal to it or what. Okay. Alright. It's just seeing who was awake. My son's awake. He usually is not too loud. I'm not too far from the end of the game. So yeah, we've come full circle in a way. We're back to where I was killing the robots endlessly. I probably gained some more levels because we get to an area where we fight more than one robot. Oh, I can kill them in 2 shots now, that's cool. There's an area where those robots, come on. some graphical glitches in this game sometimes, so wasn't actually sure if the rope stuck or not. Sometimes it does stick, but like it's invisible. Fight, fight, fight. Okay, okay, I am. Jeez. Chill out a little bit, right? So I think this level is supposed to be hard, but I've never found this level that hard, because I don't know, the robots have a pretty easy attack pattern to figure out. And the platforming's not necessarily all that hard. Oops. Alright, so I'm getting pretty close. 2 more health points and I'm like maxed out, so. Alright, I think this is where it rains robots. Yeah. To me, it seems like this would be a good place to like grind out the last few levels that you don't have already. And like, they seem to be endless. And kind of glitchy, like, oof, got hit by one of them. Like they're supposed to drop down from the sky, but then sometimes they'll just appear. I don't think the game can handle more than one of them dropping down at once, plus these rolly guys. Honestly, these rolly guys are some of the hardest enemies, just in terms of, like, they'll just come up out of nowhere and roll at you, you know? Oh. I'm now killing the robots in one hit, so I definitely leveled up something. Oof. Oops. Ah. Yeah, the appearing out of nowhere, like, does make it a little bit hard, doesn't it? Let's see. I do have enough. Might as well. Let's see if I'm grinding. They're gonna drop more of those stars for me. Mind points, whatever. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely a really good place to finish leveling up. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the robots. And just say that they're the best. Like, the area where you're only fighting one of them, all you gotta do is jump his blast. Here, you gotta be a little bit more careful because they appear out of nowhere. But if you're higher level, you can just one-shot them. And yeah, I am getting those mind points back up pretty fast. Rygar is asking his lieutenants, what is that warrior of Argos up to? Like, what's taking him so long? Well, sir, we sent an army of robots after him. Well, how's that going? He's just wrecking them. And he seems to be getting stronger the more of them he kills, too. Like he's like absorbing their power or something. So wait. He's getting more and more powerful the more army guys we send at him? Mm-hmm. Maybe we should stop sending enemies at him. And then I'll just have to fight the bosses. I'm torn. I kind of want to move on, because if I get completely maxed out now, like, every enemy I kill after this will just feel like a waste. But I also just love being completely over-leveled. Yeah. Let's take a look at the points real quick. Yeah, the maximum is just over 4,000. I'm guessing the robots drop more or less than tone. $40.93. $40.94. Yeah, I think 4,094 is the maximum if either of those get to. Just 3 robots just boom, boom, boom. Man. Yeah, alright. Wait, what? Wait, it's 4086 max. What? Now I'm confused. The robots aren't dropping any tone, but those rolly guys are? This is very confusing to me. Okay, 4095 I think is the max. Okay, what's this? Please go down from here, Lapis OA2. You know, I probably would have figured this out. Old man. Boom. So yeah, maximum health and maximum attack power. I apparently made that robot disappear by jerking around. Alright, so this guy, you just climb up, and then you could drop down if he's going to hit you, or you can jump his blast. And then, because we're over leveled, it won't take that long. I think he's technically the strongest of the normal enemies. Oh, Great Warrior, I'll also give you a coat of arms. Okay, we're off to the penultimate dungeon. And we are done with... No, we're not done with Garlos, because we have to come back to where I showed you the final castle is. But yeah, we have to go to the Grand Mountain. Oops. Oof. I always thought Rygar... Hold on. I always thought Rygar, when he's running up and down this level, looks like a football player. I should say American football player, not a soccer player. He's got like the shoulder pads, and he kind of runs like a meathead. The side view, he kind of looks weird. Like, doo-doo-doo. I don't know what he's doing in the side view. How would I fix the animation there? Oh, it's really just his legs that looks kind of weird. Like, that's not how you... His arms are fine. He's just pumping his arms. His legs are kind of weird, though. They're all stretched out. Thinking about how things are going here. I have played and beat Ultima Exodus for the Nintendo. I played and beat the remastered mod for it. And I've played and beat Ultima 1 for DOS. Oh, Great Warrior, you have earned the coat of arms. So he heals me and gives me the potion. I'm pretty sure none of those videos will be up before this video. Perfect. So just kind of like, in terms of timing, I have a big backlog of games I've played, and like long games. So split up in multiple videos. Big backlog, just haven't had the time to edit and upload. I guess that's how my summer's been going. Alright, so here's the penultimate dungeon, and it's basically a boss rush. I never realized this as a kid. And in fact, I often tried to take this place on before I was ready, but that's obviously just the first boss, but reskinned as a snail instead of whatever the heck he was. The two-headed cat-faced turtle thing that breathes fire. This one, technically, you could skip, but you might as well just kill him, too. This one you can't skip because you have to kill him to get the rope to appear. This is basically the spider, except it's a dinosaur on a skateboard. And then they did skip the overhead view. I don't know, the one that looks like a minotaur. They skipped him because we're not in overhead view. And then here's the flute. Plays the instrument atop the Tower of Lyle. The game had an instruction, really like that graphical glitch, like I'm just floating. The game had an instruction manual. I'm not sure how well the instruction manual explained the different locations. Like, I don't remember. The reason I bring this up is I always got super lost in Metroid, and then people talk about like, oh yeah, I was in blah 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 area, or I was in Ridley's lair. I'm like, who's Ridley and what? Apparently the instruction manual of Metroid had names for the different areas. And if you didn't have the instruction manual or didn't bother to read it, what the? I don't know what happened there. I got like stuck in the sky. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? I actually don't even know what happened exactly. Okay, but you see, I need to go. Let's see. I still have my potion even, but I lost my power up. I still don't quite know what happened. Like, it was like okay, yeah. When you get to the top of the rope, you like do a little hop. Instead of hopping and landing on something useful, I just fell and died because I wasn't on a rope and I was supposed to be on a rope. Okay, I'm trying to think about... I think I'm gonna have to go visit the guy that... Well, no. No need to do that. I know we're just healing right next to my location, or my destination, I should say. So that's what I'll do. I'll go get healing from that guy. I already have the potion. The main thing that's irking me is that I don't have my power up, because I like to have the longer reach, but I'm almost there already, so... That's pretty funny though. The great warrior of Argol just falls and dies because he didn't get off the rope properly there. Alright, well now you know what happens when you die. It goes... And then you go to the title screen, then you press start, and you're basically back to where you were, but you have to recover a couple things. At least put the music here in Grand Mountain was like sleepy time music. Go to sleep, you weird bird monsters. Go to sleep, you weird bird monsters. Yeah, I don't know, there's something really fun about the generic fantasy monster, like... These are weird dinosaur turtle things that pop up out of the ground and run quickly at you. These are trees with faces that shoot fireballs. These are weird things that pop up out of the ground and roll at you fast. Alright, full health, got my power up, I still have my potion. I don't have extra mind points, but I've already mentioned the last dungeon's really not that hard, so we're just gonna go for it. I don't know what would even be hard for me anymore, but it's top down. The last dungeon's top down, and you've seen how easy those are. In fact, the last top-down dungeon with like the creepy crawling guys, It's basically just that. Like, with the enemies just stronger. That's all. So, there, I have to say, exploring this game as a kid, it was an amazing feeling when you found things like, oh, you can climb up the tower. And then there was the mystery of like, well, what do I do with this floating citadel up here? So, yeah, this game was cool. Alright, and then... Wait, how do I just... B? Yeah. Do. Alright, and final dungeon. Annoyingly, they make you walk around the perimeter. So wait. That's interesting. If I tack off the left side, nothing. If I tack off the right side, you can see my weapon wrap around. Wait. I'm just curious. Oh, okay. You just have to get a little bit closer. So, you know, just wrap around physics. Yeah, so this thing was... Oh, it's funny, I was going to say this game was Taito, but no, it's Tecmo. I don't know how well this game was received at the time. I know I loved it. I don't remember ever seeing it in any, like, Nintendo Powers or anything, but I wasn't a firm collector of those at the time. I mean, Nintendo Power, that costs money. I usually find them probably at the thrift store. So I remember I had the Nintendo Power for Maniac Mansion, which I think also had like Mission Impossible, which was an interesting game. That was definitely one that needed a strategy guide. Oh, Mission Impossible, I'm gonna play that sometime. So you might notice that these are all just reskinned enemies that we fought before, but stronger. In fact, even those guys are just the trees. And these are the crawly guys. Yeah, okay, so Mission Impossible for the Nintendo. I might have to play that game sometime, because it was weird. Like, I actually don't know how you'd ever, like, beat that game without a strategy guide. To me, none of it was really self-explanatory. There was a certain amount of stuff that I had figured out on my own. In fact, I don't think I had... I think I figured out a lot without the strategy guide, but it was like... I don't know. I'm gonna have to play it one of these days. It is just a weird, weird game. Like, so much about it is just weird. Like, you gotta, like, figure out these passes, you gotta figure out these switches, and then if you're... Like, one of the characters is, like, actually good, and the rest are, like, just terrible. And if you don't know which one's the good one, it's the black dude. Not only does he have the most powerful attack, which is the fist, he has a decent special item, which was the... He, like, could stun enemies with, like, some weird gas grenade thing. And he's the only one that can crack the door combos. Like, the boomerang guy can just go to hell. And then the guy with a gun, the only thing good about him was that he had bombs. God, what a weird game. I need to play it. Alright, we're already to the end boss, so, yeah, I'm not even gonna use any powers or anything. He's really not that hard. I was like, oh no, I took a hit. Oh, I took 2 hits. That's it. I'm making this game look pretty easy. It is easy if you're over leveled. And you know where everything is because you've played it way too many times. Yay, it's a dove and the rainbow. So yeah, this video is probably going to cut its place online because it's a simple one. It's a good time to tell you that a bunch of Ultima games getting uploaded soon. Just a lot of editing to do. I think it's about 6 hours of footage just for Ultima 1 on the, or not Ultima 1, Ultima Exodus on the Nintendo. The door of peace was opened, and peace did again come to Argul. People regained their smiling faces. The warrior who finished his fight returned to Argus. The warrior of Argus, you are really a true hero. So Argus is maybe heaven, and Argul is the land. I don't know, it's very confusing to me. Yeah, the door of peace was opened. But yeah, expect a whole bunch of videos of Ultima Exodus and its remaster, and then Ultima 1 for DOS. It's a slightly updated version of it. It was just an easier way for me to play, and it didn't have some of the original glitches, I think. And then who knows what comes after that, but there's plenty of footage there. I'll probably, if I get shorter games in, like this one, I'll probably just pop them in wherever they fit. But yeah, that's it for now. And see you guys next time, except I'll be probably going back in time to the games I played a month ago. Alright, laters.